Hey hair nerds, I'm here with John Mosley, a popular nobody, and we just finished a class with him here at Mira Salon and Spa in Bloomington, Indiana, and I'm going to ask him a few questions.
Here we go.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Your schedule's insane, as I found out in the past couple days when I've been stalking you online. But you've been in the industry for 16 years. You have an insane client roster. Kendrick Lamar, Idris Elba. You've gone on tour with Rihanna and Eminem, and I heard that you've had your work on the cover of Rolling Stone. Is that right?
Yes.
That's amazing. How'd you get your start in barbering?
Actually, it was all a fluke. I was playing college football, and I just got tired of getting hit by grown men. And so my mother, my whole family's in the industry, so I was like, let me tell my mother something that will allow me to, have time to figure out something else. And so I knew that would be the key. And I was like, hey, I want to go to barbering school. And then 2 days later, I was enrolled in school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do anything else.
What were some of your struggles coming up in the barbering industry?
I think some of my struggles is the same thing as a lot of people's struggles now. Like, are you good enough? You hear that barbers don't make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. What's going to be my end goal? Mm-hmm. And do I want to be that 80-year-old barber still hunchback?
Right.
Just those kind of things mentally was a struggle. And then breaking that barrier from being an African-American barber to transition into an African-American barber that know how to cut straight hair. Mm-hmm. And I think that was one of the biggest barriers of just conquering that and understanding hair better.
Mm-hmm. You're at the top of your game now, but I'm sure you're still met with challenges. What are some obstacles that you face now being at the top?
Honestly, me personally, I never say I'm at the top because it's just a mentality. I think I watch a lot of sports, and you don't see that same love and passion from the professionals that you see in the students, like college football. So I don't never necessarily say like I'm at the top, but I'm striving to just keep being great and keep pushing. So a lot of the challenges that I have is time, like making time for everything that I, want to do, and then creative content and how to control my creativity without, crossing the lines of everything else, and just being a family, having a family, and trying to balance all that. So I think balancing, continuing to grow is really hard right now because I'm in this peak point where, I just want to work harder and provide for my family.
Totally. What are some of the highlights of your career?
Some of the highlights of my career is definitely working and going on tour with Eminem and Rihanna. Been blessed to be with Kendrick for so long, and just every day I wake up is an opportunity, and it's a blessing. So being able to do so much in this industry where barbers get looked at for being such a small fraction of this industry, and breaking that barrier and being an inspiration to not just barbers but cosmetologists as well, and just people in general. I think that for me is one of the biggest things that I hold dear to my heart, to continue to be an inspiration and just grow.
What changes would you like to see in the barbering industry?
What changes would I like to see? With me being one of the, what people call a leader of the barbering industry, for me personally, what I like to see, I would like to see the microfibers and the dyes and the spray paints and all that take a back seat. Men come to the barbershop to be who they are and get that haircut, and now I feel like with all that going on through social media, the same platform that we all love that help independent artists grow, such as myself, I think is also killing our industry off a lot because it's a lot of fictitious work being put out. And I feel personally that that needs to take a back seat in the barbering industry to continue to grow. Like, men are now starting to rely on paints and fibers just like women rely on makeup, and I don't think that should be a part of what we do a lot.
How did Popular Nobody come about?
It was funny. It was me just hanging out with one of my clients doing his haircut, and I don't really speak much about what I do. I don't really show much about what I do. I just do it. And so one day my client was like, man, bro, like, you're everywhere. He was like, your work is everywhere. He's like, and nobody knows it's you. He was like, you're kind of like a popular nobody. And so I took that and ran with it, because at first I was going by the Barber JM, but I felt like that put me in a box, and I couldn't grow from that. I couldn't create a brand that was more of a lifestyle than just hair. And so that's how it all came about, and I just kept it and ran with it.
That's awesome. So what is that brand about?
What is that brand about? It's just a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle of, just be who you are. Do what you do. Like, you don't have to brag about none of that. And, we're all blessed with talent, but just do what you do. You don't have to brag, and just love life and love the people that you choose to have in yours and around you. And, as artists, from the group of artists that I hand select to work with me under my brand, it's a family, and it's like, we all creative artists, but we all come together as one and help grow other people and help build other artists and help show other people that there's another way, and just keep pushing and keep pushing. I always say good vibes, positive vibes, good vibes only.
That's awesome. What are the physical Popular Nobody products you have available?
Physically, right now, we have a Popular Nobody dad hat. We have the baseball caps. We have beanies coming out soon. We have a barbering carrying case.
Okay.
I have a 5 set of combs, t-shirts, hoodies, crew necks. Right now, I'm also, I'm in the market for socks, so I actually have Popular Nobody socks on right now.
Nice.
So, I'm just, like I said, it's a lifestyle. I don't want it to be about hair. I want it to be about a complete lifestyle.
Right.
So anything that I feel like is cool, I want to be a part of it.
There are a lot of brands you could have partnered with at this point in your career. Why did you choose Andis and Hattori Hanzo and Feather to partner with?
The reason why I chose Andis is because, I formed a great relationship with the people at Andis. And they've always taken care of me and looked out for me. And so being able to work with a company that take care of me and take care of an industry that I'm so passionate about, it was a no-brainer for me. And then for Hanzo, it's the same thing. Like, I just love the culture that we've built and building in Hanzo, and be the creative artist you can be. And they make great tools.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they make great tools, and being able to be a part of that is great. And they're doing stuff that no other companies are doing for the industry. Like a sheer company bringing in artists to do cutting classes, like that's kind of unheard of. And so putting tools, quality tools in, people's hands that deserve it.
Where did your journey begin as an educator?
It's funny, growing up, and like I said, my whole family does hair. And so my mom is an educator. My sisters are educators. And so it kind of was in that bloodline. And then in barber college, my mom threw me on stage and had somebody heckle me in the back from the room. And I was like, I was like, oh, this is not good. And so that's how it all started. And after that, it just became like fun. Like it became fun for me. So then I started doing it like at the local community colleges and asking them, can I do like their career days, and can I, do men's cutting classes for them. And that's how I started, and I kept pushing, and now it's panning out.
That's awesome. You've also partnered with Paul Mitchell. What are you doing with their education?
Well, for Paul Mitchell, I started out as a guest artist. That was part of that journey, just starting out guest artist. And then from guest artist, they asked me to be a part of the barbering team that they were building inside the schools.
Oh, okay.
And so I came on as a learning leader. And then from there, they put me on their men's cutting DVD as a featured artist. And then they asked me to look at the curriculum, and I looked at the curriculum and rewrote the curriculum and helped grow that barbering program that they have now. And currently, right now, at the moment, I'm not an artist for them right now. I'm a hired artist for them, but I'm not currently a Paul Mitchell artist.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like in limbo, and like we're trying to figure things out. But right now, I'm still part of the Paul Mitchell family, and I love the network, and I love the people in it. Great people. But right now, it's gotta get the business side of the art taken care of. Right,
for sure. Tell me about your educational services and your artistic team that you have.
I feel like, honestly, I feel like we have the best team in the industry, and that's represented in other companies. A couple of my team members are Hanzo educators as well. A few of them are Andis ambassadors. So, you know, what we do is we just want to be great artists, be creative, and inspire others, and give the knowledge and help and grow other people. And so that's what we do as a team. And we'll come into a salon and, you know, give you a full day of education. We'll give you part education, whatever you need. We'll provide that for you. And I make sure that my team are very personable, so that you could reach out to them on social media and hit them up and, you know, have a conversation with them, and they'll critique your haircuts and coach you, and you know, just be a part of the industry side that we want to see that change. So we felt like, you know, to be a part of the change, to see the change, we got to be the change. And that's a part of what we do.
Your Instagram following is insane. And this is something I really struggle with. It's so hard to not be seduced by likes on Instagram. So what's the right attitude to have about social media?
For me, the right attitude about social media is simple. Like, it's your content, it's your art, it's your work. Put it out. Don't care what people think. You know, just put it out there to the world. Like, one thing that someone taught me was that if nobody ever sees it, nobody ever know it was you. And so that's why I post some stuff, but not everything, just to say this is me, this is what I'm doing, and let you know I'm still working and I'm still growing. But I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna put it out, and you know, just find that thing, find your thing, find your niche. If you wanna, you know, put out certain stuff, be mindful about what you put out. Post with purpose, and just be mindful of what you do on social media, because that's your brand. You're hurting or you're helping. So be mindful about how you take care of your brand.
Tell me what you mean when you say Instagram's your credit score. I heard you say that on one of your videos, and I really liked that, but tell me what you mean when you say that.
Yeah, Instagram is your credit score. It's a lot of people that got jobs that don't really deserve jobs, but because they got a high Instagram following, they get the job.
Right.
But there's so many talented people that don't have that following. Some people don't even care about Instagram. They just want to be a great artist. So it's like those people get overlooked and overshadowed by a number of followers that could have been bought, a number of followers that might not even really be interactive.
Right.
And so I feel bad for those people. Like, a lot of the people that's on my team, I think one guy has 20,000 followers, but everybody else is underneath that. And so it's like, you know, you don't necessarily have to have that following to be a great artist. And so that's why I said, like, now Instagram's your credit score. Like, you could be great, you could make all the money in the world, but if your credit sucks, then you don't really get those opportunities. And that's what I mean by Instagram now is like a credit score.
I hear you're writing a book. How's that going?
Slow.
Slow?
Yeah, it's slow. It's a slow process because it's about the truth. It's about the meaning of, you know, all the struggles and things that I see that I've gone through, and the struggles that I'm sure other people's gone through. And, you know, the title is more so Guilty of Being Broke. That's kind of where I'm focusing on. And it's not necessarily broke in money-wise, because when people think broke, that's what they think, financial. And it's more or less everything. If you mentally broke, physically broke, spiritually broke, emotionally broke, you're broke. So if none of those, if everything don't line up, then you're broke. You're broke, and not until those are all put together in pieces and you become happy, you can't make anybody else happy. You're not going to be able to be happy, and you're not going to be the happiest artist you can be.
Right. So is it geared toward the hair industry then, the book, or?
That's life.
Okay.
Everything I do is life. You know, because it's bigger than hair.
Right.
I feel like my purpose is bigger than hair. This is just a vehicle that is pushing my purpose.
What advice would you give to the barber who aspires to be at your level?
For the barber that aspires to be at my level, honestly, be patient. Instagram has made everything instant.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, be patient in your journey, respect your journey. You know, a caterpillar is a caterpillar for a reason. It has a purpose, and the journey that it has to take to become this beautiful butterfly, everybody seemed to forget about the hardships that it had. And so it's just be patient and be that caterpillar and respect your journey, and then form into that beautiful butterfly and take flight. So that's what I would say. Just, you know, be inspired, be patient, you know, love life, love the journey that you're on, respect it, and, you know, do more for others as well than that you will ever do for yourself, to help continue to show the world that, you know, we don't have bad raps. You know, just do more.
Right. How do you find personal and work-life balance, just traveling and working as much as you do with kids and?
That's funny because, you know, I honestly, like my wife, she is great. You know, she definitely is great, and she got me. She got my back. That's you know, she always hold down the home front because I got a busy schedule, and so it's tough. It's definitely tough on her. You know, my kids have kind of started to adapt and adjust to it. You know, and I have a daughter that I don't really get to see that much because of that schedule, and she lives out of state. So it's, I just try.
Right.
If I could get home for, you know, 3 or 4 hours to have dinner or have breakfast, that's what I just got to do. And, you know, and I take multiple flights to make that happen, to, you know, spend at least a little bit of time with them.
That's great.
But all credit due to her, though.
John Mosley, thank you so much for
Thank
sitting
you.
down with me and for being with the Hair Nerds tonight.
Hair nerds, what's up? I'm
And
a nerd too.
Definitely check John out if he's in your area. Thanks, guys.